I'm in studio right now with Sophie Allison. She is the singer, guitarist, and principal songwriter behind Soccer Mommy. You've released 3 studio albums, 2018's Clean on Fat Possum Records, 2020's Color Theory, 2022 Sometimes Forever, as well as a couple compilation albums and a smattering of EPs. With each album, I feel your sound keeps getting bigger and bolder, but you're still able to maintain this true full confessional songwriting that's first made so many people fall in love with your music. How's your songwriting changed throughout the years?
I don't think there's been like a lot of fundamentals in how I've changed anything in the writing process. I still do it exactly the same way. I think it's just growth, getting older, doing it more, just you come up with ideas that you refine more and more because you're pushing yourself every time to be better. So I think that's really all it is for me. It's just constantly wanting to do something more, wanting to, looking back on old work and being like, and I could have done more here. I could have, made this line better or this chorus better or something. It's just pushing yourself all the time.
Do you alter it while you're performing? Like, as you perform more shows, like, oh, I wanted to change that, now I'm going to update that now?
No,
it's just,
I never do. I think it's in stone once you play it. I mean, there's live arrangements can change, right. I think, because it's not just about duplicating whatever you did on an album. It's in my instance, I have different people playing with me than play on like any of the albums pretty much most of the time, and it's like you've got to change things to fit the flow of what everyone's doing, and you have less parts obviously that you can play live, so there's a lot of like changes you make to that kind of all the time, but the actual song stays the same.
I love that. I also really appreciate about your music. It always has like some indie pop sensibilities, but always devastating lyrics. Like it reminds me of like Jenny Lewis or Amy Mann or Nico Case, these artists that are able to like pull out this almost cathartic, like devastating lyrics within like the pop music that they're writing. Is this like an intentional choice when you're writing your music like this, or is it just how the music comes out of you?
No, I think it's just how it comes. I think I just naturally, I grew up listening to a lot of pop music.
Yeah.
So in my brain, why not give something that's catchy when you could,
right.
Even if you're making something that isn't poppy at all, it can still be catchy and it can still have melodies that, have that immediate draw. And I think that's just how I write lyrics. For me, it's always, a little bit of digging in myself and kind of grabbing onto things that I personally like and feel and connect with. So, just kind of comes.
That's great. The track we just listened to most recently was from you, from 22's Somewhere Forever, produced by One O Tricks Point Never. We were talking about beforehand, it kind of reminds me of like early Fiona Apple. He is a well-respected musician in his own right, electronic musician in his own right. How did you guys get hooked up?
I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
And actually it was something my label, like when we were talking next album, who's going to produce it, they threw that name out, and I was like, well, I mean, if that's even possible, that'd be amazing. And then he, turns out, was also a fan and was interested in doing it, and we, talked, and I just instantly, I was like, this is what I want to do. Because I think the album had so many songs that were kind of going in a different direction already, just from even the demo. It was clear that they were going to need something different. And I just wanted him to come in and make it wild with me, just help me get where I wanted to go.
Yeah, it turned out really good. Do you feel like he's inspired you to push yourself with the next music that you're writing, or what is the music that you're currently writing? What is it kind of pushing yourself to?
Yeah, no, I don't. I actually think strangely it like fulfilled something that I was trying to make, and I just always want to do something different on the next thing. And I think now different is a whole different meaning in my head. And the stuff I'm writing, I don't know, I think in some ways it has a nature that's closer to some of the more like just kind of watery, like rock, jangly, pretty type stuff that I do. But obviously it's like I want to take it somewhere that it's just not something that is exactly what I've done before. You know, I want to make something new with it. So
awesome. Your most recent release is actually a single. It just came out on July 27th. It is "Soak Up the Sun." It was, I said a release on July 27th. It's a cover from Sheryl Crow's 2002 album "Come On, Come On." How do you go about choosing a song that you not only want to perform live, that's a cover, but also commit to record?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a multitude of points that you have to hit for something to be doable. You know, it has to be a song you love. Obviously, I'm a huge fan. I think it's great with something like that. I mean, it's just a crowd pleaser. You know, instantly people love that song. I love that song. Like it makes everything fun. Like everyone's gonna have a good time. But also, of course, it's got to be something that you can sing in your own voice and that doesn't feel like you're doing karaoke, which I feel all of those things with that song. So that's kind of how I ended up there.
Awesome. Well, once again, we've been talking to Sophie Allison, aka Soccer Mommy. She'll be playing tonight at Midtown's Listening Lawn. Doors, once again, are at 5:30. Music at 7. Florida's Pool Kids will be opening up. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.